The new DJI Mini 2 features a professional 1/2.3-inch CMOS sensor that can deliver incredible 4K footage as well as crisp 12-megapixel raw images through its use of the 3-axis stabilized gimbal. A larger 83-degree field of view helps you capture nice wide landscape shots without distortion. The Mini 2 also allows you to zoom up to 4 times while recording 1080p content and 2 times in 4K mode, so you'll never miss a detail. 3 automated panorama modes are included in the DJI Fly application that make creating these larger combined images quick and easy. There are also 5 automated quick-shot modes available that will guide the Mini 2 drone through a set of pre-programmed flight patterns to make capturing that perfect shot easy for new flyers. The drone includes the latest OcuSync 2.0 transmission technology that ensures a rock-solid connection up to 10 kilometers away, but should always be flown only as far as you can maintain a visual line of sight. The larger 2250 mAh batteries provide a full 31 minutes of flight time on a single charge and can be quick charged with a standard QC charger when needed. The Mini 2 also has improved flight characteristics, which allow it to be flown in winds up to 10.5 meters per second. With one-button takeoff and landing, GPS positioning, and automated return to home, the Mini 2 always knows where it is in the air and can find its way home to land safely if needed. All of this incredible technology has been engineered into a small drone weighing less than 250 grams that you can take with you anywhere to make your moments fly. I hope you found those details helpful, and now I'd like to give you a few of my initial impressions about the brand new Mini 2, because I'm sure there are going to be folks out there that look at this drone and think, it's a Mavic Mini. Okay, they tweaked a few things, they changed the color of the battery bank, they put a new remote in the package, but Rick, you're getting way too excited about this release. It's not that big a deal. I'm here to tell you it's a huge deal because they didn't just tweak a few things. They didn't just update some stuff through firmware. They fundamentally changed the architecture of the drone in the way it flies, the way it records video. It's almost like they took the original Mavic Mini and the Mavic Air 2 and stuck them in a blender, and this guy popped out. And the changes they made were not by accident. They listened to their customers. They listened to people like me, where I'm telling them, hey, it would be cool if you did this or you did that. They read the forums and they put a wish list together of what the next generation product's going to look like. And I can't even imagine the meeting at the factory that morning where they walked in on a Monday, big conference table where the product manager walked in. He's got all the engineers around the table and he said, hey, can we have the Mavic Mini record 4K video? And somebody raised their hand and said, sure. Can we put OcuSync in there? Yeah, we can put OcuSync in there. Okay, can we make it fly further? Can we make it fly a little longer? Can we build in digital zoom? And all the hands went up and said, sure, we can all do that. And then the big question was, can we build it into a drone that's 249 grams? And I'm sure the room got quiet because think about that. I just described the Mavic Air 2. This is the Mavic Mini. It's 249 grams. So in a lot of ways, you've got competition here between the Mini now, this Mini 2, and the Mavic Air 2. And I'm going to do a clip comparing the two because there are differences that are important. A larger sensor on the Mavic Air 2, but there are things that are different. But man, they've upgraded this quad. And I've called the original Mavic Mini the perfect travel quad. I think it's a wonderful quad still. I'm not saying it's not a quad you want to own, but there's a difference between the two. And I'm sure they're still going to sell the Mavic Mini probably at a reduced cost. This one will be a little bit more expensive. So I'll have to put a clip together comparing the two to give you an idea of which of those two is right for you. But for today, the Mini 2 represents, it's a different technology. It's a much more upscale technology than the original Mavic Mini because a lot of people looked at that Mavic Mini when it came out and said, it's a toy drone. They dismissed it as a toy drone. And I said at the time, don't make the mistake of thinking of this Mavic Mini as a toy drone. It's small, but it's a small drone that flies like a big drone because of all the brilliance that DJI's built into it. They took it up a notch with the Mini 2. So I'm going to spend a lot more time going through the details again. I just opened up the box. I haven't even flown it yet. So these are my initial impressions based on the specifications and the conversations I've had with DJI. But stay tuned to the channel because the next clip I'll post probably later today will be my first flight and a bunch of footage from me flying out there in the field. Because remember, by the time I post that clip, I've had it 3 weeks. So I know it's a weird clip today, but stay tuned for that. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there because if you join the Drone Valley family, you'll get a little ding on your phone when we post a new clip, and you're definitely going to want to see some of the stuff we're reviewing. So do that. And then I've got other clips coming that talk about accessories and comparisons and things like that around this quad. So if you're in the market for a quad, I know I say this almost every time I review a quad, but I mean, this quad has got everything I want. So I'm going to be hard pressed to make a decision when I leave the house in the morning whether the Mini 2 comes with me or the Mavic Air 2 comes with me. And again, that clip's going to take me a little bit of time to put together, but I'll get to it. So I've also got a link below. If you're interested in picking up this quad, if you hit that link, we get a little credit from DJI, so we'd appreciate you using that link. But if you've got questions about this, I'm putting together a top 10 questions clip as well, where I answer all the questions that we've gotten about the Mini 2. So drop those in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer you, but if it's a question that's common with a lot of different viewers, we'll put it in that clip so I can explain it in a little more detail. And that's pretty much it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I know I'm really excited. I had a lot of coffee this morning and I can't wait to get outside and fly this guy, but that's it for today. And thank you so much for all the subscriptions. A lot of people have been joining the channel and it's just been a thrill for me to be able to put these clips together. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. Anyway, till next time, happy flying.
The DJI Mini 2 is DJI's latest entry-level drone. While almost indistinguishable from the original Mavic Mini, the Mini 2 packs some serious updates to both features and performance. At only 249 grams, or just over half a pound, the Mini 2 lives up to its name, but it offers a heavyweight feature set. At the heart of the camera on board the Mini 2 is a 1/2.3-inch sensor that can capture 12 megapixel photos and 4K 30p video at 100 megabits per second. When shooting video, users can now zoom in 2 times, and up to 4 times when shooting HD video via digital zoom. In addition to the new 4K and HD capture video capabilities, the Mini 2 can also capture RAW photos, something that wasn't possible in the original Mavic Mini. The Mini 2 features DJI's latest OcuSync 2.0 transmission technology, which increases transmission range by 150% compared to the Mavic Mini, for a maximum line-of-sight range of 10 kilometers or 6.2 miles. Upgraded motors in the Mini 2 also improve the flight time, acceleration, top speed, and wind resistance. The Mini 2 can keep flying and filming, even in winds of up to 24 miles per hour. The Mini 2 comes with a number of pre-programmed shooting modes that make it easier to track subjects and apply movements with minimal user input. And of course, it also features DJI's established suite of safety features, including automatic geofencing, return to home, and altitude lock. This ultralight and foldable drone is the perfect package for budding aerial photographers looking to get off the ground.
I thought DJI was done with announcements for the rest of the year, but here we are in November and they're announcing their latest drone. It's the DJI Mini 2, the follow-up successor to last year's Mavic Mini, which got a lot of attention because it was at 249 grams. You didn't need to register it with the FAA. So it's very similar in that way where it's lightweight, but now it has some upgraded hardware that makes it a lot more attractive, especially for enthusiasts. But before I get into the nitty-gritty about the drone, I want to tell you guys the 5 best new features of the Mini 2 before I go into greater detail. So quickly list them off here. Number 1 being the 4K video recording. Number 2, OcuSync 2.0 transmission technology. Number 3, the better stability you're getting with the drone. Number 4, the 249 gram weight limit. And the last piece is the price. So yeah, a lot of people are going to be excited that 4K video recording is here with the Mini 2. I think a lot of people wanted that with the original Mini, but it only topped out at 2.7K resolution at 30 frames per second. DJI is using the same sensor here as before, but now it's increased to 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. You have also options for 24 and 25 if you want. But more importantly, they also increased the bitrate for the recording. It's at 100 megabits per second versus 30 megabits per second from before. So with that, you can get a little bit more information from your footage. Now, if you do want a faster frame rate, you could drop it down to 1080p. You have pretty much the gamut from 60 frames per second all the way down to 24 frames per second. The only thing you're missing out here if you flew the DJI Mavic Air 2 is that you're not going to get things like the HDR mode, the video HDR, and also some of these super slow motion speeds. But I think for a lot of people, this is going to give them the extra flexibility in post to either punch in, crop, or do whatever, but at least you get that full 4K resolution. The second big feature here with the Mini 2 is OcuSync 2.0 transmission technology. Now, if you've used the Mavic Air 2 like I have, you'll really appreciate this feature because with OcuSync 2.0, it just provides for more reliable transmission from the controller to the drone. When I've used the Mavic Mini before, every now and then I would see the video feed glitch out or have some sort of interference. So far in using the Mini 2, I haven't seen too much of that, which is great. And theoretically, it could go up to a range of 10 kilometers because of this OcuSync 2.0 transmission technology. So in that way, you're going to have improved connectivity between the drone and the controller. And when it comes to controlling the drone too, it's key because you want that responsiveness. You want to be able to see the video feed in real time and not have to worry about any latency issues. One of the biggest challenges with drones in general is that the lighter you are, the tougher it is for you to stay stabilized, especially in windy conditions. But DJI said that they improved the motors here with the Mini 2. So now it has a wind resistance of level 5, meaning that it'll withstand windy conditions between 19 miles per hour and 23.5 miles per hour. And honestly, in my first day of actually flying the Mini 2, I was kind of surprised that it handled the windy conditions, and I try to refrain from flying when it's really windy out because you never know what's going to happen. With something this light, I am always scared that it's going to struggle as far as coming back to me because it's flying against the wind. But luckily, I did fly it over the river and it seemed to handle it fine. And when it's kind of hovered or tried to stay still, you can see a little bit movement, but for the most part, it was handling the wind very well. The footage from the gimbal was also super stable. You didn't see any jitters or anything like that. So far it's great, but I would still caution you guys to not fly it when it's really gusty out, unless you're a pro. When you consider the new hardware they put into the Mini 2 to give it the 4K video recording, the OcuSync 2.0 technology, and also the improved motors, you would think there would be a compromise somewhere, whether it's in the battery life of the drone or perhaps the weight. But you know what? There's none of that. It's still 249 grams, which is kind of crazy because with that, just about anyone could buy the Mini 2 and start flying it. You don't need to register it with the FAA. And to me, that's good to know because for a lot of people who just want to pick up a drone, start flying for the first time, it just makes for an easier transition. On top of that, the battery life is exceptional, 31 minutes per charge with the battery. So that's pretty long. And when you consider the size of the unit, it's compact, travel friendly, doesn't weigh a whole lot. And it's probably the best drone you could find as far as a travel companion. And those are the 5 best new features of the DJI Mini 2. I still think it's a fantastic upgrade versus last year's unit. The price is definitely worth it. Some of the areas where it struggles is low light performance. It's still not the best, but you have 4K video recording at 100 megabits per second, so you get more information and you just have a little bit more to work around with. And of course, as far as the other drones in DJI's portfolio, I still feel as though the Mavic Air 2 is still the all-arounder because yes, it has better performance, larger sensor, more features, but largely for the fact that you have those obstacle avoidance sensors, so you could have the drone fly autonomously and not worry about it hitting something else. With the Mini 2, you still have none of those sensors on board, so you have to be cognizant of where you're flying so you don't hit something, and you need to have line in sight as far as flying the drone. And that is it for this video, guys. I'm John Velasco, and I'll see you in the next video.
Up and away we go with filmmaker Jordan Mayers as he heads for the sky with DJI's small but mighty drone, the Mini 2. Jordan will use the Mini 2's advanced camera and intelligent flight models to capture stunning drone footage in the cold and wintry Cascade Mountains in the heart of Washington State. Inside the DJI Mini 2 is a 3-axis gimbal and a 12-megapixel CMOS sensor capable of capturing 4K footage at 30 frames per second. With video transmission up to 6.2 miles, this ultralight and foldable drone is the perfect package for budding aerial photographers looking to get off the ground.
It's a tiny little guy. My name is Jordan Myers. I am a Part 107 drone pilot based out of Seattle, Washington, here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Sarah and I are going to go hunt down and try to find ourselves a high alpine lake, and we brought DJI's newest drone, the DJI Mini 2. We're going to try out all the features that it has to offer and see what it can do. I'm just going to start rolling.
Yeah.
I can zoom in too. Check that out.
Cool.
The fact that it's so quiet, perfect for this kind of environment. Especially when you're kind of outside here, you don't really want to be too abrasive to, anyone around or nature or anything like that. I'm gonna ask Sarah to walk across the pathway here. We'll just maybe try to get a top-down shot, tracking with her, and then kind of try to just do an easy push in since we got this open valley. So I was about to land, but that moonshot though.
So clear.
I was super impressed with the battery life. I mean, that's a big consideration when, you have to get out to where you want to go get a shot, think of some ideas and get all these different choices. So the fact that you have like 30 minutes of flight time is amazing. Even fighting wind and with it being cold out here and not even having the batteries heated, it's pretty impressive. Right now I'm kind of in the trees down below us. I'm going to try to go as close as I can in safety and fly through them and try to come up this ridge right behind us to see if we can climb up it, see any of the icicles. Got to kind of move slowly though. Let's try one of these modes real quick. Today we had a lot of fun trying out the quick shot modes that the DJI Mini has. Usually moves like that we're trying to do all the time, so the fact that you can just do it yourself and not have to think about it is pretty crazy. We tried Droney, which is this mode where it starts really close up to you and then slowly pulls away, and you can go anywhere from 10 meters away to, it looked like 300 meters away. We tried it kind of in a medium shot and pulled super far back, and it was pretty awesome. Super easy, just pressed the button and did it itself. Okay, here we go. It was Sarah's first time trying a drone. She did a great job. It was really easy to use, rock steady the whole time. Yeah, but that shot's cool. Saw the shadows.
Yeah, it looks like a moonshot. Look at that. Oh.
No, you're fine. She's handling pretty well in the wind. As well as taking a bunch of video, we took some panoramic shots, which is pretty cool. A few jobs ago, I got hired to take 360 shots, and it was kind of a pain having to stitch it all together. And so the fact that you just hit a button, it connects them all right there. You can download it to your phone. I mean, you can get wide angle shots at these locations and have them uploaded. It's pretty crazy. As far as content creators and people looking to get into flying drones, this is the perfect drone for somebody to buy, from the price point to the size to the safety. My advice for anyone looking to try to get into flying drones for the first time would just be to take it slow, have fun. With this new drone, you're gonna have a good time. Don't fly too close to trees or anything. Yeah, corny selfie.